What is up, guys? This is David from Bronx Banner coming at you with another episode. And in this episode, you're going to notice a little bit of different look with the graphics. Hope you guys are liking it. Trying to make it a little more clean, a little more minimal, a little more close up. But beyond all that, we are going to be looking a little bit closer up into the lens of all the Yankees. And in fact, more specifically, the top five Yankees that has really made the biggest impact on this 2024 roster. Some of these are as expected, some of these are very unexpected, but nonetheless, they are the top five players that have made the biggest change on this 2024 roster. And quite honestly, we could say maybe have changed the fate of this 2024 roster if we were to look at this team from what it looked like last year into this year. And let's hop right into it. Coming in at number 5 is Oswaldo Cabrera. Oswaldo Cabrera, man, did he have an incredible start to the season, was comparable and on pace with the amazing start that Juan Soto had, and that's for Juan Soto being Juan Soto. So for Oswaldo to be Cabrera to be in the same sentence as Juan Soto for even just one game, let alone for the first few weeks of the season, is really exceptional, especially for the type of career or the type of season he had last year. Was expected to be our everyday left fielder last year, became a bench piece, and even then still didn't get a whole lot of playing time unless players were injured or needed days off. He was expected to be that similar role this year, but with the injuries to DJ and even the injury to John Birdie, Oswaldo Cabrera ended up not only just finding a spot at third base, but hitting his spot into third base as our everyday third baseman, and has been unbelievable until as of recently. As of recently, he kind of came back down to earth. I believe he's sitting at an average of about 250, which isn't terrible, but definitely wasn't the pace that we were expecting and doesn't really alter the team that much. But the biggest takeaway I want you guys to take from Oswaldo Cabrera and what type of bat he is, what type of player he is, and how he's affected this team greatly is not just the amazing start that he helped this team get off to from a team that had a absent Aaron Judge in the beginning of the season, absent Gleyber Torres, and even Anthony Rizzo in the beginning of the season wasn't doing amazing. Even Stanton as well. It was really Oswaldo Cabrera, Anthony Volpe, and Juan Soto that was carrying this offense to be able to sweep the Houston Astros and really have an amazing start to this season. We still are having a great start to this season, and Oswaldo Cabrera has been a huge factor of that, maybe not in the everyday aspect of his offensive production, but in his ability with runners in scoring position. He is one of the best Yankees behind Juan Soto with runners in scoring position, which, if we know this year, has been a huge, huge question mark, a huge concern, a huge weakness of this team, has been our ability to push and runs with runners in scoring position. And Oswaldo Cabrera has his numbers there have been amazing, even with his slower offensive production as of late. So that's why Oswaldo Cabrera came in at number 5. Is Oswaldo Cabrera still had that amazing start that he had in the beginning of the season up until now, he would be much higher on this ranking. But Oswaldo Cabrera holding it down at third base. We haven't really missed DJ and Birdie too much. But we're excited to get them back and see what they could do for us as well. But hopping right into number 4 spot is Marcus Stroman. And with us heading into the season, our biggest weakness or concern, I know we talked about runners in scoring position, but heading into this season was our pitching rotation. Despite knowing what Matt Blake could do with any pitcher at any given time, we felt like we needed another ace. Even more so with Cole, our own ace, being injured, with on the brink of getting Tommy John surgery and almost tearing his UCL. We were really scared as Yankee fans, and I would think even the front office as well, as what kind of production are we going to get from our starting rotation without Cole? And really, our rotation wasn't. It was solid last year, but it wasn't anything special, and that was with our Cy Young winner Cole last year. This year, we made the addition of Marcus Stroman. A lot of not positive feedback was given on this acquisition, but man, did all the haters shut up pretty quickly with Snell not performing well, Montgomery not performing well, which were other moves that the Yankees were pushed to want to make this offseason. Marcus Stroman was the pivot move and has been an amazing move so far, with really being a great level of production right in the middle of that rotation. It was giving us great, solid starts, keeping us in games for really just about every start he's been a part of. And I don't think anyone could complain with the level of productivity that Marcus Stroman has given us, especially in such a insecurity of a starting rotation that we have right now. Marcus Stroman has really been able to live up to the expectation, and has him along with another starter this season has not only helped the starting rotation stay afloat, which is what our expectation is until Cole returns, but has helped us, this starting rotation, really flourish. And it feels just about every game that our starting rotation has kept us in ball games. So shout out to Marcus Stroman. Not only that, but his passion and his fire on the starting rotation has rubbed off on a few players. And just good vibes all around with Marcus Stroman being a Yankee, loving being a Yankee. And as Yankee fans, you just got to love every aspect of that. And now heading into the number 3 spot is that other starter that I was talking about, and is none other than the one, the only Luis Gil, the one that has, we did actually make a trade for him. I thought we acquired him, or not acquired him, but I thought we got him, through our farm system, but we got him very early on. I believe it was from the White Sox. I could be wrong, but man, has he developed into an amazing arm for us, struggling with injuries over the last couple of years. He finally barely even made the roster, might I add, but fought his way through spring training into our starting rotation and has not looked back. He has had amazing start after an amazing start. The biggest concern with Luis Gil after each start has been either one, his command, or his ability to go deep into games. But man, has he struck out pitchers at an amazing rate despite his control being a slight concern. He has tweaked a bit and has made great improvements on not only his control, but even his ability to go deep into games. With his last start, he almost went full 7 innings, which is extremely impressive from this young starter. And man, is his stuff strong, powerful? Is he adding and really just not just, he's pairing his amazing talent and his ability to throw amazing pitches with the ability to mix those pitches greatly. He's becoming a pitcher's pitcher and knowing how to use his amazing talent and his amazing fastball that has amazing life. I'm saying amazing a lot because that's exactly what Luis Gil has been for us this year. At the number 5 spot of the rotation, he hasn't been pitching like a number 5 starter. He's been pitching as a top half of the rotation starter, maybe not an ace, maybe not number 2, but maybe right in the middle, I'd say. But man, has he exceeded all of our expectations and has been the essence of helping our pitching rotation exceed our expectations, really. So shout out to Luis Gil. He's making it a hard case to want to remove him from the pitching rotation once Cole returns. And I'd go as far as saying as he should be one of the last starters to be taken out of our starting rotation. I know a lot of people think he could be a long reliever, which he could be with his amazing stuff. But hot take, I may say Nestor Cortez could also fit in that role. It's going to be a very tough decision for Boone and the front office and Cashman to make on who is going to be taken out of that rotation with Cole's return. But Luis Gil is fighting really hard to not be that starter that gets kicked out. And coming in at number 2, super exciting number 2, the dog, the one, the only, Alex Verdugo. Man, when you think of Alex Verdugo on the Yankees, you just think of vibes, and just amazing production defensively, offensively. There's not a single thing that Alex Verdugo doesn't bring to this roster. He brings amazing bat-to-ball skills, which our roster has been, or lineup, I should say, has been struggling with over the past few years. He has a very low strikeout rate, which is something that our offense has really excelled at, not in a good way. Our offense with Stanton and even Judge being as great as he has a pretty high strikeout rate. With them really fueling our offense over the past few years, we needed some guys in our lineup that didn't strike out as often, knew how to put the ball in play, whether he's been able to put the ball in play through a push bunt, a successful few push bunts, or through home runs in late games, clutch games, or moments. Verdugo has been able to do it all. making amazing clutch diving plays in the left field, covering a lot of ground, being able to either throw out runners or hold runners here there at third base, playing left field. He's done it all. And he's helped mesh this team together with great camaraderie, great vibes. Just there's nothing that Verdugo has exceeded all of my expectations. And if I don't think there's a single Yankee fan that came into the season thinking Verdugo was going to make as big of an impact as he has. We thought he was going to be a great help, a great improvement to what was a negative productive or negative production from our left field over the last few years, really since Gardy has been a left fielder. We knew that Verdugo was going to help this team get to the next level in that sense, but we didn't know that he was going to do as much as what he's done. Verdugo has been amazing, to say the least, and that's why he comes in the number 2 spot, and arguably made me want to almost put him at number 1, because the real number 1 here, we expected him to be amazing. We expected this number 1 guy to be stellar, amazing. We knew what to expect out of this guy, but we didn't think he was going to be or make this much of a difference on this Yankee roster. And that number 1 player is the one, the only, wonderful Juan Soto, the chosen Juan, the only childish Bambino. So many nicknames to give Juan Soto, but man, has he been electric. All Yankee fans, especially on social media, have been saying we knew how good, or we knew Juan Soto was amazing. We knew he was a generational talent. We didn't think he was, we couldn't appreciate his greatness until he was on our team. And Juan Soto is made for New York, made for the short porch, made for the bright lights, has not cracked under pressure even a moment, even a glimpse. He's got that swagger. He's got that dominance. He's got that passion. Everything. He wants to win. You see that in every pitch and every at-bat. Just what can't he do? He's hitting well above 300, already about to hit double digits in home runs. He is quite frank, and not only that, but just in day-to-day, the confidence that he doesn't only bring Yankee fans, but it feels like he brings onto the whole team. We talk about the vibes and the energy and the passion and the just swagger that Alex Verdugo brings. Juan Soto brings just exactly that as well, except nothing to take away from Alex Verdugo, but Juan Soto clearly is a much better hitter. Gets on base at an amazing rate. He's not only what the Yankee fans love to see in an offensive player, he's what the Yankee front office loves to see in his ability to draw walks and his ability to work counts. He wants to talk about someone that can do everything. He's made amazing plays for us, though obviously his defense, if there is any concern with him, has been that. But he's been doing well over there at right field. He's been able to also bunt. He's been able to hit clutch home runs and clutch hits. Our last game against Detroit, he was the difference maker. Does not crack under pressure. There's not enough to say about Juan Soto, and I could talk on and on about him. But without these top 5 players, I don't know where this Yankees roster would be. Without Marcus Stroman and Luis Gil, and obviously Carlos Rodon has held his own and has made much better strides versus last year, but this pitching rotation would not look like the way it has been. And we wouldn't have won as many games that we have if it wasn't for Luis Gil and Marcus Stroman. Juan Soto and Alex Verdugo completely flipped our outfield from us playing Giancarlo Stanton out there in the outfield, who could barely run, to having Willie Calhoun and Jake Bauers, which aren't even real outfielders, let alone good outfielders, let alone arguably even MLB players, because I don't even think Willie Calhoun is on an MLB team. To us even putting Oswaldo Cabrera as the everyday outfielder last year with the lack of production that he has had, to Oswaldo Cabrera outperforming what we expected from him and being our everyday third baseman. I know he's regressed a bit, but still, with runners in scoring position, Cabrera has done his job, Verdugo has done his job, Juan Soto has done his job. These are, without a doubt, the biggest difference makers on our roster. And without these guys, I don't think we would be considering ourselves a World Series team. And with these guys, I can confidently say that we are a postseason team. We are a team that can make a great run, I believe, into the playoffs. And I'm absolutely drinking all the Kool-Aid with these guys. And there's many more honorable mentions. Volpe making great strides. Rodon coming back to the player that we expected him to be. The list goes on. And if you liked today's episode, please make sure you subscribe down below. It'll truly mean the world. Check out what YouTube suggests will be a great video for you. And also, The Martian wants you to subscribe. Judge wants you to subscribe. So make sure you do. And until next time, peace and be blessed.